Hi, One Forum News brings you the best. Please kindly subscribe to this channel. Your comments and your likes will be highly appreciated. Yes, today we are going to Nigeria, but the fact is, most people in South Africa were seriously determining the future of their country by voting. That's 29th of May 2024. The government of Nigeria, on the other hand, decided to change the national anthem of that country. Take your time and understand everything very well, and you know where they are coming from. If for some time now, President Tinubu is the head of state or the president of Nigeria, and he's been working either for or against whatever it is because that is the policy, or they also have their manifesto, and that is what they are following. So now the youth are angry all over the place on social media, on the mainstream media here and there. They are complaining. Even some of the old people are complaining that why is it that the government of President Tinubu decided to prioritize changing of the national anthem to solving or resolving the economic problems of that country. They raise the argument that they have a lot of economic problems, they have a lot of insecurity, food prices are going high, the hikes here and there in a lot of things, fuel prices are also going high. Why is it that the government, their priority is just to change the national anthem of that country? But let's look at what exactly happened. It was a bill that was in parliament and the president had to sign to it. So that presupposes that even some of the elected people in their legislature also took part in formulating the policy or in taking the decision for this to be passed into law. Yes, but what is it? They had this very one, the new one that we are talking about, they had it in the past. That was the one that they had in the past when they talk about their independence in 1960, and they've been using that since then up to 1978. Yes, they use it up to a point before it was changed. And the title of that one, that's the past one, happened to be We Held Thee. Yeah, that's the Nigeria anthem. And this very one was used from 1960 after independence from the colonial masters, the British, and they started using that till 1978. And I can say for a fact that it could be that it was because of change of government, military takeovers here and there. There were a lot of military takeovers in Nigeria that we will look at for you to understand. Yeah, so it may be as a result of one of those things that the anthem was also changed. So maybe these people, I'm talking about President Tinubu and his people, they feel that no, they want to go back to the old ways to see if the goodness of that anthem can spark some level of more patriotism in their citizens. Maybe that's the reason why they decided to change it, though they are yet to come out with the reason. But I can say that maybe the words of the anthem, the past one, that's We Held Thee, is more patriotic than the current one that they are using as a result of maybe the influence of those that created that one for them or sang that one for them as their national anthem. They are not so happy with it. And it could also be a political or manifesto promise. Yes, it has happened. And when it comes to Africa, one thing that we should all know is our government, once they come into power, they definitely change this. These are people, I'm talking about leadership, not only Nigeria, but all over Africa. These are people that even change names of institutions, change names of schools, change names of everything. They change almost everything, including syllabus for students. They change that also in curricula. They change that on daily basis, and that is education. Yes. So if they can equally do that, what is an anthem? And I can say on a very lighter note, there are some people who are agitating in the diaspora that even the flag was lazily designed. That's what they are saying. They are citizens of Nigeria. That's what they are saying. The videos are all over the place. They are saying that even the flag was lazily designed. I'm quoting the verbatim. Yes. So I may put it to the president and his government, if they thought it wise that there is a need for them to change the green and the white and do something very creative and more advanced, it will also be good. But why are they changing things to that extent? There is a need for them to sit up and work. Yeah, they are working. It's not that they are not working. But as I said already, maybe they want to spark more patriotism in the people. Yes, they want them to know that Nigeria is for Nigerians. That is what they are saying. Now, someone may ask, what was the past or the one that has been changed? That's Arise, oh compatriots. Yeah, that's the one that we all knew. Yeah, that's the one that we knew growing up to now. But it was changed at 29, just past 29th of May 2024. We cannot begrudge them. That's Nigeria for you. That's what the leadership want to do. And when it comes to leadership, you vote people into office, whether you vote for them or you don't vote for them. Once they swear an oath to be able to be your leaders, that is the end. Whether I like it or not, the minority will have their say, but the majority will have their ways. Yes, they are enjoying the fruit of the labor of the majority. That's what is happening in that country. As to whether good or bad, please, you have to bear with the presidency or the government of President Bola Tinubu. But is that what we should be fighting over Africans. No, that's not what we should be fighting over. We should have great alternative route or alternative route towards which we can be able to advance and progress. Yes, but the Nigerians, they are seriously angry. They shouldn't be angry. They should channel that their anger in supporting the government of President Tinubu. Their government, whether they like it or not, whether they try to make him fail or perform or whatever it is, that's their government. That is what those of us from other countries will have a look at and judge them by it, whether they like it or not. So they better support what their president is doing for success of their country. There are a lot of things, all manner of things. When it comes to the old people, yes, they have different way of reasoning or thinking. Yes, I'm talking about people of our fathers' ages and our mothers' ages. That's what I'm talking about. They also argue that, yeah, they have us covered. Every decision that they take, because most of them are now the leaders that we have. Africa, before you can grow and achieve certain things in life to become a leader, you need to go through the wheel of growth. And that's exactly what is happening. And they've attained those age. We are talking about some of them are octogenarians here and there, but they are now leading. And they think that their reasoning and decision making are better than we, the youth. Yeah, we complain about them all the time. They also complain about that. They think they are smarter than us. We also think we are smarter than them. But they have the power now. Yes, as I've already said, there are a lot of changes all over the place. Every decision that they take, they always think that it's for our good. As some youth may say, how can they help our future that they may not be part of? Some of them will surely be part of it, but majority of them may not be part of. But they always argue that they are taking every decision for our good. But I'm not surprised about all these changes of government of Africa or leadership in Africa countries coming up with changes here and there. Yes, because once upon a time myself, yes, I was at some public lecture and I listened to someone that should be, I will not mention his name because of his reputation and things like that. There is no need to mention the name, but I can make my point. Yeah, he's a scholar. I'm talking about a scholar. I don't know if he's still alive though, but he's a scholar. He should be in his late 70s by now. Yes, a PhD holder. Yes, he was giving a lecture somewhere and I happened to be part of that public seminar or whatever it was. And this gentleman, I just want you to understand how those old people, how they reason. Yeah, he was of the view that all that Africa needs to do now, or the citizens of Africa need to do, is to organize. I'm talking about a scholar, yes, an old scholar. All that African citizens need to do is to organize funeral. There's proper burial for all those that our forefathers that were lost during the slave trade. For us to organize funeral for them, pacify them, those that were thrown overboard during the sea or when they were being taken to overseas, and some of them died during the course of the travel and they threw them off into the sea. They were not given proper burial. Some of them were also pushed off as a result of overweight. As a result, they don't want them boats or whatever the shipping which they were traveling to sink. So some of them were just threw off, and some of them who were also misbehaving, they were also threw off. Yes, so he is arguing, or he's making the argument that for Africa to be able to progress and shine again, we need to organize proper funeral for those people. This sounds so ridiculous to me. I'm just telling you, I want you to know how some of our old people reason or think, the way they reason. He may be right, he may be wrong, but it sounded so ridiculous to me. Because maybe as a young person, some of the things and experience that I've had, I felt that what he was saying was not so good. And truly and frankly, and very, very, very lucky enough, one of the presenters on that very platform came to issue something like a disclaimer in a way that, if things like that are so simple for us to talk about, we can talk about it. But he doesn't think, I'm talking about the person that was making the counter argument. It was like a debate. So the person that was making the counter argument, who is averagely a young, around 50, 55 thereabout, he was already that, no, is it that simple that all that we need as Africans is to perform funeral or organize proper burial? If that's the case, then they don't have any issue. But he made his point very well that no, that will not be the result. We need to work hard. So for you to know that the decision taken in Nigeria is for the betterment of Nigerians, is only time will tell. That is how it is. That's the point I want to make. But I want you to know that old people have their own way of thinking, because some spirituality, some they hold allegiance to certain things. That is why they take certain decisions, irrespective of what. So we may disagree with it as Nigerians, people of Nigeria, the youth. They are agitating that why is it that they change the national anthem here and there. It may be that they have their reason. The leaders have their reason. The old leaders have their reason. That's the point I want to make. But we all reason differently. But what we should do as Africans is to work hard, change things, and make things work. And change our attitude also. Because we made the institutions of Africa. We change our attitude so that Africa can progress and shine again. Please, for more about issues and stories like this, kindly subscribe to this channel, One for All News, for the best when it comes to security and crime, for the best when it comes to policies of Africa and international relations. We'll be here to bring you everything. Your comments and your likes will be highly appreciated. Thank you so much.